After being unable to get the Paris Museum Pass on the only Sunday of the month, when most of the museums are free, I decided to avoid the crowd and change our Paris adventure plan last minute. Since we're already in Le Marais district, why don't we take a look to see what's nearby? Unlike the neighborhoods we visited in the previous episode, Le Marais is a bustling district with lots of people. Yeah, it kinda felt like Les Champs-Élysées. It was around lunchtime, and I found a small restaurant that served foie gras, Provence style. Actually, awesome dishes like this and the escargot I had the day before made me hate baguette less and less each and every single day while I was in France. After lunch, I went back to the main drag of Le Marais, and eventually I reached this place. Yeah, so right now I'm at a very busy intersection, but this is not just any ordinary intersection. You see the column behind me, so that marks the place where once upon a time a prison stood. And yes, that prison is called the Bastille. The Bastille was the symbol of the old French feudalism, or according to the revolutionaries, the symbol of unjust oppressions and tyranny. It was a place where those whom the French imperial court saw as enemies were imprisoned. On July the 14th, 1789, the Bastille was stormed by the revolutionaries, and it paved the way to the birth of the French Republic. So you can say that the history of modern France started with the prison break. The Bastille prison was completely demolished in the aftermath of the French Revolution. This important historic event marked the rise of the bourgeoisie class in the French society. Today, the Bastille area reflects the values of the bourgeoisie. It's a bustling business zone and even has a prestigious opera house right on the former site of that notorious prison. It was early Sunday afternoon, and that means the Bastille open-air market was in full swing.
Yes.
Actually, the opera house at Place de la Bastille isn't even the most prominent opera house in Paris. A few metro stations away is one of the most impressive and famous opera houses in the world, Opéra Garnier. You could tell that this is some high-class stuff just by staring at it from the outside. I tried to book a ticket, but none of the performances was in line with my schedule. However, I did end up visiting the opera house during our adventure. Make sure you subscribe to our channel so you won't miss our tour of l'Opéra Garnier's impressive interior in one of the later episodes. The surrounding area of l'Opéra Garnier is one of the best neighborhoods to see the iconic Parisian-style buildings. In fact, a major boulevard nearby is named after the person who was responsible for turning Paris into the city we see today, Boulevard Haussmann. Once upon a time, Paris was just another overcrowded city with unpleasant buildings that kinda resembled modern-day slums. Then Napoleon III, the last emperor of France, appointed Georges Haussmann to redesign and renovate Paris. And voila! This style of architecture you see in Paris today is also called the Haussmannian architecture. We will discuss more on this type of architecture as we explore more of Paris. But this major facelift of the city did incorporate the aesthetic values and culture of the bourgeoisie, the new rising social class in post-revolution France. On Boulevard Haussmann, you will find something that further reflects the bourgeoisie lifestyle: elegant department stores. Don't get me wrong, I ain't got any money, but I think the department stores on Boulevard Haussmann, like Galeries Lafayette, are well worth a visit, especially when you get to see Paris from above for free on the terrace of this otherwise posh department store. From this point of view, it's easy for all of us to appreciate Baron Haussmann's renovation work. However, there is more to that. From the terrace of Galeries Lafayette, you also get to see other famous landmarks of Paris which we have already visited, as well as places you'll see in the future episodes of our Paris adventure. If the view is this nice and is free, that means it will be a really popular place. If it's a popular place, then a lot of people will come, and that's good for a department store to get their potential customers. And guess what? Le Printemps, the department store next door, also has a rooftop terrace that offers the same amazing views of Paris from above. When I say the same amazing views, I actually, mean it. Yeah, the views are similar indeed, but at least now you know where to go if one or the other gets crowded. But as you can see, Le Printemps gives you a very different vibe in compared to Galeries Lafayette. Of course, you'll certainly have a different feel about the same view. From the rooftop terrace of Le Printemps, you will have a better view of one specific area where modern-day bourgeoisie folks work. And that's where we'll be heading next.
What is this, McDonald's?
In the western suburb of Paris is La Défense, a major business district where some of the highest skyscrapers in France are located.
Yeah, so I'm right now at La Défense. So La Défense is like the Manhattan of Paris. This is the main business center where you're gonna see lots of skyscrapers. It is also home to this massive building here. So this is called the Grand Arch. So this is, people say it's like the new Arc de Triomphe. So this one was built, in the modern age, and actually this building is in a straight line with the Arc de Triomphe.
La Défense is also home to an open-air art museum with exhibitions you can easily check out by wandering around the district. Yes, this gotta be tailored towards the taste of the new generation of the bourgeoisie. Now you might be wondering the whole time, who are the bourgeoisie? Well, they might be some people whom you're already familiar with. Actually, they might be you. They own things that can be converted into capital. Some of them measure something or someone's success through judging their asset values, and so many of them, whether they like it or not, either actively or passively making the pursuit of capital their main goal in order to, well, stay relevant and maintain their long-term prosperity. To help you understand more easily, do you know someone who owns a house, wears a $30,000 watch, and works very, very hard every single day in order to get a promotion in the work they do so they can earn more money to get a bigger house and an even fancier watch? So what was the whole point of the French Revolution? I don't want to turn our adventure into some history lecture, so I'll play it simple. The American dream tells us that everyone was created equal, and if you work hard, you will have everything. That wasn't the case in old feudal France though. Your social status and privileges were set by how close you or your ancestors were to the French ruling dynasty. French playwright Molière wrote about a wealthy bourgeois man who, through some ridiculous acts, dreamed and pretended to live like an aristocrat in the pre-revolution France. You see, back in the days, there were even glass ceilings for folks with money. You could only reach a certain level in the society, but not higher. The French Revolution broke that ceiling. And today your noble title probably isn't gonna give you as many privileges as a couple billions of euros in the bank. Sadly, today there are other glass ceilings in our society. But sorry, these were set by who? The night has drawn the curtain, and that means it's time for dinner. I'm kidding. Aurélie actually recommended me a place this time. She told me that I need to try raclette cheese. But I forgot what to order after I got into the restaurant. There we go. I ordered the typical Sayu Rinpoche way. Escargot for appetizer, duck meat, fries, and ratatouille for the main dish, and a selection of cheese I have never seen before for after-meal snack. The taste and the smell were hard to describe by words. I think you probably get it if you have ever tried something like this.
Yeah, I just finished dinner. I didn't realize that I'm already in the neighborhood where the Sorbonne University is located. So that's a part of the University of Paris. I'm gonna just explore a little bit, and then afterwards I'll go back to the hotel. After all, it's only my second day. I'm still feeling tired at the moment. But the good thing is at least I'm not gonna fall asleep tonight at 9 p.m. I mean, it's already 9 p.m. right now, so let's push it for 10.
Like most of the university districts you see everywhere else, Quartier Latin, or the Latin Quarter, is lively even after the night falls. It was already late, and Quartier Latin was kinda far away from the Trocadero area, where my hotel was. But somehow I decided to do an impromptu late-night walk along La Seine, Paris' main river. I know some people say Paris can be sketchy late night, but now looking back, the fact that I didn't take the metro straight back to my hotel showed that, oh well, maybe I did drink too much. Our adventure will continue as I began my impromptu late-night Paris adventure right on the bank of La Seine. I did discover something about Paris that, well, not as accurate as what they all say. What will happen next? Follow me to the next episode.
seriously, this is world's #1 museum, and you just got a banner of an iPhone advertisement just hanging there.